Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another meal prep video. We're going to be doing one breakfast and then 3 different bento boxes for meal prep today. For my breakfast, we're going to do some protein oatmeal in the crock pot using steel cut oats. So I'll be using some of this Quest vanilla shakes. We have our steel cut oats, some apples, some brown sugar, a substitute, some vanilla, reduced sugar, dried cranberries, and some steel cut oats, and then we have apples here. So I used 3 apples and then diced them up, and then I'll let you know what the rest of the measurements are as we put them together. So the first thing we're going to do is put our apple mixture together. So again, I have 3 apples that we diced up. You can peel these if you'd like. I prefer to leave the peels on them. Since we are cooking these in the crock pot, the peel gets really soft. So if you're somebody who has a little bit of trouble with the peel or you just don't like to have the peel, I think you would like this even with the peel because, like I said, it gets really soft. So we're going to put our apples in here, and then next up we are going to grab our dried cranberries. And these are the reduced fat. So these are like the craisins, but this is the Kroger brand. It's just reduced sugar cranberries. And we are going to do, I believe I measured out 3/4 of a cup of the cranberries. And then we are going to add in some apple pie spice. So if you want to just do like nutmeg and cinnamon, that's fine too. But I love the apple pie spice. It's like nutmeg, cinnamon, and I think it has like cloves in it as well. So we're going to do a tablespoon of this. But again, you can just use cinnamon, nutmeg, whatever you want to do, your normal type of spice for this type of thing. You can use pumpkin pie spice. We're going to use some brown sugar sweetener. I'm going to do a 1/4 cup. Now, I prefer the Sucre and Gold brown sugar sweetener. I think it tastes more like brown sugar. I just can't find it around here, so I have to order it special on Nutrition usually. I'm also going to do a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And this is just to add just a little bit more flavor to this. I'm going to add the vanilla to both the oatmeal part and the apple part. So we're going to go ahead and mix this all together. And just this together smelled so amazing, you guys. Just such a really good fall recipe. I told you guys I was like really craving oatmeal, so I was just searching out some sort of recipe to make in a crock pot. Now you want to spray your thing really well with cooking spray because this will stick if you don't. So on my crock pot here, we're going to put our apples, cinnamon, craisin mixture here. And you want to just go ahead and just put that all in the bottom of the crock pot. And like I said, make sure you spray it really well. So here's our apple mixture. And then now we're going to move on to our oatmeal mixture. So we want to just you want to do 4 cups of liquid. Now this is if you're using steel cut oats. This is probably a little bit different if you're using old-fashioned oats. So you might want to look for, if you want to do this but you want to use old-fashioned oats, then I would look for a recipe using those because it's going to be a little bit different measurements for your liquids. For the steel cut oat recipe, I need 4 cups of liquid. So I'm doing 2 of these vanilla protein shakes. Again, just want to get some extra protein in there. And then I just topped it off a little bit with some water to make it 4 cups because it was just about 3 cups with the 2 shakes. And then I'm just using the same bowl I made my apples in. So here's the steel cut oats. Now with steel cut oats, they tend to be a little bit creamier in my opinion. And you'll see here, I'm going to pour some into a cup. So if you've never seen these before, they're like a rougher cut oat. So they just take the oats and they just cut them a little bit different. So for me, I feel like these are a little bit heartier and also they come out a little bit creamier. I love them. But they do take a long time to cook. So even if you're not cooking them in the crock pot, but say you're cooking them on the stove, they take at least 30 minutes. But in my opinion, I like them the best after they've cooked more like 45 minutes because I feel like they're a little bit creamier then. So that is the only thing, is they do take longer. So it's not like a breakfast you can just whip up in the morning. So I added in the oats and I did 1 cup of steel cut oats, and that's it. And then I added in that 4 cups of liquid, and then I just put another dash of vanilla in there. And then we are just going to pour this on top. Now, a few of the recipes that I've seen, it said, do not stir, just pour it on top, do not stir. I did stir it up a little bit. This particular recipe, I don't believe said anything like that. So I will link the recipe I kind of used as inspiration down below in the description box. And here's my mixture. Now I'm going to cook this on high for about 4 hours. It's probably best if you could get a low, but I did not start my meal prep till a little bit later today. So no, my plan was originally to do it on low for about 7 or 8 hours, but I ended up having to do it on high. So just do whatever you would like to do, but the one thing you do not want to do is you do not want to open it up and look at it, because you do not want this to lose any heat, or you're not going to get a real creamy oatmeal texture to it. And here is our oatmeal. Came out perfect. Perfect. And you see just all that like brown sugar did not stick at all. You can just see the brown sugar and the cinnamon mixture. Oh my goodness, you guys. And it smelled so good. So, so good. Now I'm weighing out my entire batch so I can split this. This is 6 servings, by the way. So I weighed out my entire batch. I'm going to divide that by 6. And then I'm just going to do 3 bowls right now. And then the rest of it I just put into a container. But that way I could have 3 of them ready to go, because I work out of the office. I work in the office 3 days a week, so I want to be able to just grab these and take them to work with me. I will have the points up here. They are 3 points for the ingredients I used, and only 217 calories, and I believe it's about 14 grams of protein, but I will have that on the screen. Next up, we're going to do a bento box. So the first bento box we're going to do is some ham and cheese and pickle roll-ups. So here's all the ingredients you need. You need some ham, some reduced fat cheese, some bacon bits, some everything but the bagel seasoning, and then some sort of pickles. I already had these stackers I was going to use for another recipe that you'll see here in a minute. So I went ahead and just used these stackers. I think they would have been easier. I did struggle a little bit. I think it would have been easier with just whole pickles. So I would suggest whole pickles instead of these stackers. I did weigh out 1.5 servings of cream cheese. And then I'm also going to do the same thing with the bacon bits. I'm just going to weigh out 1.5 servings of the bacon bits. I wasn't sure how much I would need, and actually, honestly, I probably only could have got away with just doing 1 serving of each, but it just didn't work out that way, because I just thought I would need more for the ham, but I actually ended up with quite a bit of cheese. So I think you could get away with just doing 1 serving of the cheese to use for 2 slices of ham. I think that would work just fine. And then we're going to add in some of the bagel seasoning in this, and we're going to go ahead and give this a good stir, and this is going to be the spread that we will use for our ham slices. So you want to mix this up. Now, if you use like the whipped cream cheese, but I can't find like the reduced fat in the whipped cream cheese, but that would make this a lot easier, or you could just let your cream cheese thaw out a little bit. You could also use Laughing Cow cheese wedges for this. The only ones I had were the garlic and herb, and I didn't know how they would be with this recipe, so I went ahead and just used the cream cheese. Plus I had this cream cheese in my refrigerator. I hadn't used it. I had used part of it for a recipe last week, and so I kind of needed to use it up, so figured this was a good way to use it up. But as you can see here, I have a lot of cream cheese. I even had a little bit still left in the bowl, so definitely a little bit goes a long ways with this. So I think I could have gotten away with just 1 serving. So you want to go ahead and just take 2 slices of ham, and you want kind of some larger ham slices, of course, for this recipe. I just found the Smithfield Deli Fresh something ham at my grocery store, so I went ahead and just picked that up, and I'm just kind of spreading it all out. This is nicely, it's like a really kind of hearty piece of ham, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to spread it very well. The other tip I'm going to give you is, if you use pickles, especially the stacker was like this, dry them off with a paper towel. So I got a little bit, it was a little bit more liquidy than I was hoping for, so I actually ended up drying these a little bit more. But yes, definitely dry them. And then I was trying to figure out how do I put these? Like, which way do I put these? So I kind of struggled a bit. This is why I do these things for you guys, so you guys know. But this is what I'm saying. I think a whole pickle would have been better. I had some in my pantry, but I just didn't want to open up both things of pickles, you know, have these stacker ones and the whole ones. So I just went with it. They ended up working pretty well. But like I said, make sure you maybe dry your pickles off a little bit, because they were just a little bit too much. And then you want to cut these. You can either cut them or leave them whole. I actually think I next time would have left them whole, because I think that they would have worked out a little bit better. But you guys know what? They still tasted good. I tried a couple pieces. They tasted really good. Now to round out the bento box, we're going to do the reduced fat sharp cheddar cheese sticks, some honey jalapeno hummus, some carrots, and some cucumbers. So you can use whatever you want in your bento box, of course. You can do hard-boiled eggs. You could do some fruit, whatever you guys know. You've seen me do so many things with my boxes. So I just cut up the cheese stick into little cubes, which you don't have to do that, but that way I can just have everything all into one container. And then we're going to add, I was like, am I going to put carrots in here? No. That's the thing with the bento boxes. It's kind of like you just have to, figure out what works the best. So I have my cucumbers, have my carrots. I decided to put the hummus. I was going to put the hummus in a little tiny container and have it on the side, but I thought if I can fit it all in here, I'm just going to do that. So I arranged my cucumbers in here and my carrots, and then I just added some hummus to the other little container. And these little silicone things are actually cupcake liners I got from Amazon a long time ago. So that's all these are. And I added in the hummus in here. So here is bento box number 1. I will have the points and calories and protein here on the screen. And if this is never enough for me, then I always can do like a yogurt also for a snack to go along with it. Bento box number 2 is going to be some BLT roll-ups. And I'm going to use some of this new Bolthouse Farms dressing that I found. At least it's new to me, never seen this flavor before. It's a fire chili ranch. We have some turkey breast and some smoked ham. We have some shredded lettuce, some thick cut fully cooked bacon, some tomato, and then also those stacker pickles as well. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our lunch meat. So I have our tomato that's already cut up. I'm cooking the bacon in the microwave as we speak here. And then we're going to take 1 slice of the turkey, and then we're going to take 1 slice of the ham. Again, you want kind of bigger slices for this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to kind of offset it a little bit. Add in 1 slice of your bacon, your tomato. Now you can see I kind of dried off my pickles a little bit because I wanted to make sure they weren't very soggy. So I had a paper towel to dry those off. And then I'm going to add in some shredded lettuce. And then I ended up adding probably about a tablespoon of this dressing. I just wasn't sure. I didn't want to put a whole lot on there, so I started off with a half a teaspoon. I ended up adding another half teaspoon to that. And then I think I added another one as well. So I think I tracked it in my tracker as 1 tablespoon just to make sure I covered it well enough to make sure I covered the points and the calories. And then we're just going to roll it up. Now it still ended up being like, I felt like even though these slices were kind of big, it was a little bit hard to roll up. But you can see here's our little BLT roll up. And then we're going to make a second one to go along in the box. So a serving size of the ham and the turkey is 2 slices. So I'm really using like 2 servings then between the 2 of them. And then the bacon is 2 slices for a serving. So I'm just using 1 serving for all of this. Oh, when I said I used 1 tablespoon, I meant between the 2 roll-ups, by the way. So I ended up using it was really more like 2 teaspoons, but I recorded it as a tablespoon. So that's what I was talking about when I said I used 1 tablespoon. So I ended up putting a toothpick in there just to kind of hold them together. And so I have 2 of those. I have some hummus. We're putting another cheese stick in there. And then originally I had put cucumbers in here, as you saw. And it was kind of funny though, because I realized when I went to go make my 3rd bento box that I was making a Greek salad and I actually needed cucumbers for that. So here I'm just showing you, here's what a box looks like that you can use cucumbers in. But then when you realize, oh, I needed those cucumbers because that was the rest of my cucumber. I only bought 1 this week. And that was the rest of it. Then I realized, wait a second, I need that cucumber. So I subbed them out with carrots. So you can see, I just showed you both. You can do a bento box like this, or you could do one like this, which is I ended up doing was putting the carrots in here. So I have the points up on here, the calories and the protein. This one ended up being a little bit more points and calories, but I think it'll be a lot more filling than the other one. The 3rd and final bento box is going to be a Greek salad. So we already have our cucumbers there. We have a red onion, some tomatoes, the boar's head creamy feta cheese. We have some Kalamata olives, the sugar-free balsamic vinaigrette from G. Hughes, some dill weed, and then we'll show you what else is going in the box. But this is going to make up just the salad part itself. So I'm just actually going to weigh everything into my bowl here. I'm not actually weighing in the cucumbers and the onions, but I wanted to be able to weigh in the dressing and the cheese. So I just put my bowl here on a scale so I could have that all ready to go. So we have our red onion or purple onion, whatever you call it, our cucumbers, and then I'm going to weigh out an ounce of this creamy feta cheese. Now, yes, you can buy the fat-free, already crumbled up feta cheese, but I found myself for a long time not liking feta cheese until I bought a block of it, and I realized to me it tastes so much better in a block, and the full fat kind just tastes so much better. So this boar's head is my favorite. So I decided to go with these sliced olives I already had in my cabinet. So I thought, you know what, they're already sliced. I don't have to worry about them. So that's what I ended up using. So I'm just weighing out a serving of the sliced up Kalamata olives. And then we're going to slice up some tomatoes as well and add those in there. And then the last thing I'm going to do is add in some dill weed. And I like quite a bit of dill, but you just do you with what you like. But I personally like quite a bit of it. And then we're going to add in some of this balsamic vinaigrette from G. Hughes. I'm just doing 1 tablespoon. That's all I needed to do because I feel like there's a lot of already natural kind of juices mixed up with all these veggies and stuff. So I just weighed out 1 tablespoon of this. And we're just going to mix that up. And we'll have our little Greek salad here. And then I'll show you what else we are adding in to our little bento boxes. So I have some of this tzatziki from Boar's Head. Again, my favorite tzatziki, although Walmart has a really good one too that they carry. And then I have some just grilled up chicken here that I already had, and I went ahead and heated it up and chopped it up into little bite-sized pieces. So I have 3 ounces of grilled chicken. So we just put our Greek salad on one side of the box here, and we have our grilled chicken here on the other side, and then I end up just putting some of the tzatziki in just a little dressing container, and we're just going to add that in there, and I'll actually probably use that with my chicken. And here is our Greek salad bento box. So I have 3 separate meals. They were so easy to make, but my lunches are going to be mixed up. This one, it was 6 points for the entire thing, which I thought was really good. Pretty good protein, not very many calories, but like I said, here I have, 3 different boxes, but they were really easy to put together. So this, along with my oatmeal, I'm going to have a really great week of eating. But here, I love bento boxes, you guys. These are like adult Lunchables, bento boxes, whatever you want to call them. I feel like they're just so versatile, and you can come up with just different meals, and you don't feel like you're eating the same thing every single day for work. So check out the description box for the recipe for the oatmeal that I was inspired by. And as always, thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to watch my videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.